Mountaintop Removal by Jeff Brennan. What is mountaintop removal? What is the process to reach the coal underneath? Mountaintop removal is a part of a recently re-emerging coal industry. Mountaintop removal is any process of surface coal mining. This method of mining is specifically done on summits or ridge lines of mountains. This method of coal mining is very popular in the Appalachian Mountains. The process starts with coal companies first raising a mountain of all of its trees and brush, then set the removed vegetation ablaze. Holes are then dug soon after to place explosives inside. An explosive is poured down these holes and then are set off, blowing up entire mountaintops. Then a machine, which can scoop loads up to 100 tons, dig up the coal underneath. However, during that process, the machines are pushing rocks and dirt into nearby valleys and streams. This has polluted many headwater streams, and many other streams and valleys have been filled in. What is the effect of coal mining on our environment? Mountaintop removal coal mining has large, and in some cases, permanent effects on the environment. The extreme changes to the landscape is very dangerous to the environment around it. For the surface mining to happen, they need to deforest the area, and this disrupts the habitats of any animals living in this area. Also, without all that vegetation to collect water, there's a lot more sediment and water entering streams, and this can lead to flash flooding. Permanent damage is caused to landscape and ecosystem due to the waste products from mining. Mined material, known as waste, is dumped into valleys while the mining is happening, filling the valleys and covering streams and polluting them, and in many cases make them go away permanently. The waste filling these valleys are extremely unstable, and this leads to landslides in the areas. Companies by federal law are supposed to perform reclamation on land they mined on. However, states usually waive the fee for the companies so development can happen on this newly flat land. However, less than 3% of all land mined is actually used for any development and is barely reforested. According to the EPA impact statement on mountaintop removal, it will take hundreds of years for a forest to reestablish on a mine site. In the United States, mountaintop removal is most commonly done in the Appalachian Mountains. More than 7% of the Appalachian Mountains have been mined. The states that are being affected by mountaintop removal are Virginia, West Virginia, Tennessee, and Kentucky. Communities near the mining locations are being forced to live in very poor conditions due to mountaintop removal mining. Communities near the blast sites have their water supply frequently contaminated due to the chemicals used to wash coal. Water safety guidelines on iron and other materials are surpassed safe levels in 40% of wells in just the Appalachian Plateau, but also 70% of the wells in the areas close to the reclaimed coal mines. A lot of this clean water regulation comes from coal slurry, a waste that's left over from washing coal. Coal slurry contains roughly 60 different chemicals. Flash flooding is another huge issue affecting communities near the mining site. Due to deforestation that occurs for the mining, flash floods have been a huge problem for many communities. Take, for example, Bingo County in West Virginia. They have experienced 19 flash floods in 11 years. In May 2009, the flash flood was so intense it forced residents out of their homes, and the governor had to declare a state of emergency. A solution to the problem. Coal mining production in Appalachian has risen 140% in the last 30 years. However, they have also eliminated 40,000 jobs. The wind industry in America operates over 35,000 turbines in America and has the same amount of people employed as the coal industry. The solution to mountaintop removal is to phase it out completely in the Appalachian and bring in a renewable energy program. Nonprofit organization Coal River Mountain Watch has determined the best location for wind power in West Virginia is on the Coal River Mountain. It would provide 70,000 homes with power every day. Clearing forests for the proposed wind farm will only be 5 to 100 acres. This would only be 2% of the amount of land needed for mountaintop mines. Energy created in this smaller area would be infinite while a coal mine will only last 14 years.